We can't afford to involve QA too early. It slows down the development velocity. Yeah, that's one of the biggest lies being told these days in modern software development industry. Well, you'll keep on hearing these lies in 2025 and beyond as well. Well, in real perspective, good QA, it does not really slow you down. It essentially unlocks your speed, velocity, and most importantly, quality. I'll explain that later on, but here's what actually slows you down in your current workflow. If we really look at your current SDLC and your workflows, here's what actually slows you down. Some good examples could be bugs popping up after release, PMs chasing your developers for repro steps, testers doing manual regression for 3-4 days straight. One more example could be your developers rolling back a feature that just broke the staging environment again. Well, if you ask me, none of these examples, none of that is really fast, right? So here's what we need to do. We need to look at your current SDLC, at your current workflow, and we really need to see if that is fast. If you ask me, none of that is fast. It is just you being reactive, right? And this is actually killing your velocity from inside out if you really try and understand it. Now, let's talk about what modern QA looks like. So at QAble, we work with engineering teams. We work with product teams who really want to move fast and most importantly, without fear. So what we do is looking at our current workflows and the kind of workflows we build for product teams is we build automation first test suites that most importantly give you a green flag in under 10 minutes. Additionally, we plug into your development cycles from day one itself. Last but not the least, we begin testing your APIs, front-end workflows, and pretty much everything. We don't wait for something to break in order for us to test. We begin testing pretty much everything just as it's being built. Right? That's how we differentiate when it comes to you getting into an engagement with us, or possibly if we get to work on something together. So that's our approach. Recently we helped one client go from 7-day regression cycles to just under 55 minutes. Same test coverage, way more confidence. On top of it, their developers stopped dreading releases. Additionally, the best part is their QA team, in reality they became the launch enablers and not the blockers, right? So if your QA still feels like a bottleneck, you really need to ask yourself, is it QA that's slow, or is it the way you are using QA that's outdated? This is something that you really need to ask yourself before you put the blame on QA for it being slow, for it being a blocker in your releases. I'll repeat my question. So is it QA that's slow, or is it the way you are using QA that's outdated? I hope it makes sense.